Hello, hello. Everything is fine. Hopefully that isn't too loud with the background music. I was going to put Fenris's theme on, but I couldn't find it. Like, I've got the song version, but that might distract too much from the Q&A. But I thought I had the musical instrument version, but I guess not. How is everyone doing this fine, wet, horrible day? Apparently we're going to get another storm, which is going to be not fun. Thankfully I am off for 2 days, so I'll be fine. Guess we're just gonna have to wait for the usual gang to show up. It shouldn't take them too long, hopefully. But we're not going to play some games today, unless we get like a little bit bored and don't have any questions to answer. Then I might. But otherwise, we're just gonna do a Q&A and just like chill for a bit. I do want to play more Dragon Age, but I don't know if I'll play any today. Just because that requires me logging onto my PlayStation and doing it that way. Let's make myself a little bit smaller. That's a bit better. Don't want to take up all of the screen. Move slightly to the right. There, that's a lot better now. I wasn't sure what model to use for this stream. I was umming and ahhing whether or not I should use my 3D one or this one. I kind of settled on this one. And everything has been updated on X and Blue Sky and Facebook, so hopefully anyone who would come from there will get notified. Oh. Right, so as you can see on our lovely right hand side, we do have a little bit of a few rules. Not many, just a couple. So you can ask me almost any question, obviously within reason. Oh, good morning, repressed memories. Oh, well, afternoon for me, but still. Oh, you're not late. I haven't long started. You're okay. Second rule is, I do reserve the right to not answer a question if it is too personal. Like, where do I live? Like, exact location or whatever. Something like that, I'm probably not going to answer for obvious reasons. But the topics can range from games I play or favorite songs, whatever you can think of. As long as you're having fun with it. They're my rules. I need to put my phone down because I keep nosing at it. Don't be starting crash banging. Today is a quiet day. There's nobody in the house. Well, there is, but okay. I think they've stopped. Last night I was recording a video and my friend sort of opened the door and kind of looked at me. I was like, really? Really? You can hear me talking. Thankfully, I wasn't actually streaming. I was like, you can hear me talking to myself, granted, but still. And you choose now to bother me. It's just like, ugh. Ugh. Guys, no. People. Uh, so you're presented with a choice in D&D to either talk your way out of the situation or fight your way out. Which are you more inclined to? Um, Personally, I like to talk my way out if I can. Does not always go swimmingly. I do try to be diplomatic because sometimes you don't want to kill like the precious little kobolds that's just minding their own business and they're shaking because they're too afraid of you. But apparently your dinosaur friends have other plans, and those plans require mention on kobold, apparently. But yeah, I do try to be a little bit diplomatic if I can, because you don't always need to fight. Sometimes it's fun to fight though, but not always. By the way, how did your D&D campaign go? I know the questions are supposed to be towards me, but it's always nice to like catch up. I'm sure you had your session the other day. Is the music? No, the music stopped. Of course it stopped because I forgot to put it on repeat. I wondered why it suddenly got quiet. There we go. That's how my current party is in the Eye of Vecna campaign. As far as my current campaign, the group has started taking slaves. Oh, okay. I will admit, my character Riesel, he's he kind of looks down on anyone who isn't an elf. Our kobold ally is kind of like a pet to him, so I'm not in any position to judge your campaign by members. Although he treats his friends and his pets well, but yeah. I mean, he's an elf. Elves always look down on every other race. Every other race is like a child. Even though Weasel is actually an elven, like I can't remember the exact like age to elven age ratio, but he's pretty much like 18. Like he's barely an adult. Even though he's like obviously older than that, but in elven years. But he's gone from this brass type character to someone a little bit more trying to do the good thing. Not always succeeding though. Because he was pure neutral when I started the campaign. He's now neutral good. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it happened. I only noticed it the last campaign because I kind of like was nosing at my sheets to see what because we leveled up not last session, the last session before, so I wanted to see all more things I'd leveled up with, and I noticed that I was no longer pure neutral. I'm like, ooh. We were going to do D&D this Friday, but I don't think we're going to now because our DM is, I'm not sure if it's the man flu, but it's definitely a cold from what I've heard. So we might not be doing D&D this week, unfortunately. Makes me sad. Because we kind of left, not on quite a cliffhanger, but kind of a cliffhanger. I want to know if we managed to save people. Minus the kobolds, because they were kind of eaten, but I do want to know if we saved people. That stinks. I hope your DM views are. Yeah, I do as well. We might still go around there to hang out with our friends, because two of our friends live in the same flat. So we might go over there to hang out and do like Magic the Gathering instead. That's usually what happens if we can't do D&D on that day. Because we the friend that lives with me, his shifts are chaotic. Like he does like 12-hour shifts. Sometimes he's on like a day shift, sometimes he's on a night shift. So we don't always get to do D&D depending on what shift he's doing. And whether or not he's got like Friday off or not. So sometimes we just like hang and do magic instead. Which means I might have to pack my bag full of magic cards tomorrow. Usually I take like one or two just in case we have a chance to like play a single game, but I might take a couple more with me tomorrow. Just in case. I would love to like DM my own campaign. I wouldn't know where to start though. Like the one I'm doing for my nephew and my sister, it's not quite D&D. I have managed to get my friend to send me the D&D like character sheets though, so I can print those off. So I might upgrade them to proper D&D, just so I can get some practice in at being a DM, because our friend's really good at DMing, but with how stressful our party is, and not particularly all of us, just a certain members, it can get a little bit frustrating for him. And I think he misses being able to be a character and not just having to like DM. It is a challenge. Like I struggle because quite often where I work puts me in on a Sunday shift, and Sunday is usually the day I do the not D&D with my family, because obviously my nephew's in school and stuff. So it's a challenge trying to do their little campaign. Lucky enough, they're kind of at a point where we can stop if if we don't get a chance to. But I can also do a new session of the campaign when we get a chance to. Session challenge. Taking into account all the possible wild choices that could hurt is really tough but fun. Feel this pain. Yeah, all the wild choices. Made it even funnier when one of us is a wild mage. I'm not the wild mage. Our kobold's pet is. He's a warlock, but he has wild magic. The amount of times he's accidentally turned himself into a sheep is really funny. He also looks like a Smurf right now because he's like several shades blue. um, we did in the end up the chance from 100 to I think it was like 1,000 different choices. So we're finally getting some different choices. I think he's also unable to get drunk for like 2 months. So he can literally like drink anyone under the table for 2 months, which is absolutely hilarious. Good evening. Sorry I haven't been able to watch the streams recently. No worries, John. Things have been chaotic. Trust me. I'm surprised we've even got internet at the moment because although it has stopped lashing it down. So, but we've got storms. So I'm honestly surprised I've even got internet at the moment. There should be another storm coming tomorrow, I think, or Saturday. I can't quite remember. I think it's tomorrow. Wow, 1,000 wild magic choices. That sounds chaotically fun. It is so much fun. I think they also turned themselves into a potted plant. Well, they were invisible, so no one could see it at the time. But yeah, we're all waiting for the random fireball to occur because that's going to happen. That's one of our bad luck situations. We have so many of them. The last battle we were in, I didn't think we were going to survive. Because who was it altogether? Like, our druid went down a couple of times. Our kobold went down a couple of times, and I think our ranger went. Not our ranger. I'm the ranger. Our thief, our grave robber thief thingy. He went down a couple of times. I ended up being blind. Well, I say blind. I couldn't see anybody or hear anybody. And I ended up tripping over something, which I'm fairly sure was my dragon's tail or something. I'm not entirely sure what it was. But it was chaotic fun. Lucky enough, I kind of knew where some people were, like, so I was able to like summon a healing spirit on top of someone so that they could get healed, even though I couldn't see them. The spirit could still heal them because they were on the same like location. Lucky enough, I was able to bring people back, and then I was able to finally be able to see by calling out to my dragon, and she was just like, "What are you doing, dude?" But we barely scraped by that fight. Like, it was pretty intense. Have you heard of the Haldium D&D system? It's an offshoot with 2nd edition. When our group gets tired of one, you switch over to that, and has a fantastic spell, Failure Chat. Ooh, I haven't. I might ask our DM about it though. See what he says, because I think he's just doing not sure what edition he's using. He might just be doing custom. But I'm fairly sure he's basing most of it off of might be 4th edition, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. But he's probably heard of that. He knows everything D&D. Like, I wish I had half the information. Like, I had known about D&D when I was like sort of like a young adult, but I'd never had like a group I could play with, because early 2000s, my only friends were like online, So I ended up never being able to play it until like pre-COVID, where a group of us finally got together and, you know, play. So even though I know of it, I'm still relatively new when it comes to D&D, and you know, so I'm still learning. What separates a sword from sorcery in high fantasy? Swords are fucking cool. Not that magic isn't like fun, but I've always been a sword girl. Always. Um, if you're asking like I know I did have a sorcerer, and I did enjoy it. Like being able to convince people with magic to do what you wanted them to do, like give us extra money, even though you know. um, it's fun. Sorcerers like magic can do quite a lot. Um, but for me, I just like swords. Like I don't know what it is about swords. I guess a sword to me is like a gun is to American. um, I'm not sure if that was the actual question. Sorry, I kind of got distracted by the whole sword thing. And unless of course you mean like normal fantasy and high fantasy, in which case I can answer that as well. And it's not liking my messages; they keep not going through. That's so weird. Um, like I don't think I have any. I don't have any blocks on it or anything. Did I do anything stupid? So I've only just like literally updated it, so I don't think I'm doing anything. Don't think I've changed anything. I can refresh the chat. Maybe that'll fix it. Try again. Just curious because our GM is planning a session of Conan the Barbarian. I don't know anything so that's so. Oh, okay. Um, I'm not 100% too familiar with Conan but the Barbarian. I know there used to be movies about it. Um, Swords and Sorcery. Hmm. I'm gonna assume, and there's probably not gonna be elves and things and like high fantasy like races. Um, so it's probably gonna be mostly human, maybe. I don't know because, as I said, the only Conan the Barbarian I know of were the movies, and they had. I'm trying to think now. Years ago, I saw these. I think they had like dinosaurs or dinosaur-like monsters, and I don't remember there being magic. Maybe there was, though? I mean, I'm assuming there must be because of, like, the sorcery bit. Um, oh man. Like, I was very young when we saw Conan the Barbarian, and it was one of those old, the old shows with the, like, I'm not gonna say puppets, but, like, the very old school, sort of like what are they called? The best way I can describe them is puppets, but they're not actually puppets because a person is usually in the costume, being that monster. That's how far back uh the movies I remember. So I'm gonna assume there's no like. No, don't be sorry if you asked. It's just my memory is just not the greatest. um, yeah, no, I've never played like the different D&D sessions I've played or based on D&D has been like I think Star Wars was the only other one we've played. Um, but that was obviously sort of like Star Wars, so it was themed on something else. I've not actually played a sword and sorcery one, so I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. But I'm going to, I guess, say there's probably no like elves and stuff, and it's going to be the monsters are probably going to be like dinosaur-ish like, but not dinosaurs, if that makes sense. I guess, just from what I remember of the TV movies. My Earth Wall in Paldium can summon and cap volcanoes. That's how nuts magic can get in that edition. Wow. Um, I can summon a dragon. um, man, to be able to summon a volcano. Imagine killing yourself by accident from the volcano you've summoned. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Ooh, like the amazing but old school Godzilla movie. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Um, that was like the age of the movies that I remember of Conan Barbarian. I still remember the flying dropkick absolutely making my laugh. Yeah, so yeah, they were goofy. They were very very goofy, but they were amazing movies, like for the time. I think there's a few Conan the Barbarian games out, John. I'm not sure what system they're on or whatever, but I do vaguely remember seeing them. They might be on Steam, but you can probably look up gameplay on YouTube. Obviously, things might have changed since then. Um, so I'm not entirely sure what it would be now. Are messages going through okay now where both press memories? Not that I've changed, like, done any changing, but I did refresh chat, so hopefully that's fixed it. Hit and miss, but we are trying. Oh, okay. It's so weird that it's being weird. Thing. YouTube messages not always going through. We don't want videos, we just want if I can figure it out, I will let you know. Have you heard of Anime Ape? Not sounding familiar. Apparently it's a problem on YouTube, but this was 4 years ago, so you'd think they'd fixed that by now. The answer seems to be to clear your cache, or however you pronounce it, and should fix itself. But don't quote me on that, because that was 4 years ago, so could be a whole other problem. And out of curiosity, I'm going to look at this Anime Ape, because that sounds interesting. It's a fantastic anime clothing site if you need gifts this season. I got a D&D cloak for my group. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. I have no money, and you were giving me websites which will make me want to spend money. I will add that to my bookmarks. Because 100%. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this. They have Goku shorts. That's amazing. Okay, right. I'm not going to get too distracted on that site, because otherwise I'm gonna want everything. I appreciate you bringing me an awesome site to my attention. I haven't been buying a lot of clothes lately, because I have a wardrobe full of basically mostly just t-shirts, which have like different nerdy stuff on them. I'm currently wearing a Grey Warden t-shirt. I think most of them are BioWare t-shirts though. Don't judge me. There's a lot of Last Unicorn t-shirts in there as well. But I kind of ran out of room in there, so I started putting some of my clothes in the chest of drawers I've got, which originally was where I put my like PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 2 and 3, sorry. But now it's kind of full of clothes because I have no room in my wardrobe. Sorry, don't be sorry. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Here's a Berserk blanket hoodie. I want it. I want it. I need it. Okay. I'm gonna have no money for like forever. Oh well, it's something to save up for. I'll definitely have to share that with my friends, because I know a few other people who will spend just as much money as me on apparel. What I need to do though is go through my wardrobe and see what stuff I'm still into and what stuff I'm not still into. Because I know I've got a lot of Friendship is Magic stuff in there, and I don't really watch Friendship is Magic anymore because obviously it's finished and whatnot. So I might take some of those out and put them into storage. So then I've got a bit more room in there then for other nerdy stuff. Anything you were hoping for Christmas if you celebrate? I do have like a couple of things I want this year, but there's nothing really out that I'm absolutely in need of. I think most of what I've asked for is sort of like card sleeves for my Magic the Gathering decks, more deck boxes because always need more deck boxes. I actually need another shelf for my decks. I'm not quite as bad as one of my friends. He has like a whole bookshelf full of decks. I definitely have a lot, so I definitely need a new shelf for them. And I think I've asked for a couple of clothes because the bodice that I was going to use for my cosplay was kind of like really old and was sort of like falling to bits. So I have asked for a new one of those, different style, but and I have sort of like asked for one of those. Fine. But I'm kind of happy with whatever I get. Like, I'd say chocolate, but I've still got chocolate from last year, so I really need to eat some more chocolate. Like, I think for me, I have more fun giving presents to others. Like, I like seeing like other people happy. Um, I need to actually find some gifts for my friends actually. So maybe that type will come in handy. I don't know their exact like sizes, but if there's anything interesting on there, I'll definitely have to have a look just to see if there's anything on there that my friends might like. And then I can be jealous that they have cool stuff and I don't. So anything you guys are hoping for Christmas? Obviously, if you celebrate it, if not, I'm sure there's other holidays going on this time of year. That's awesome though. Gift giving is so much better than receiving. It is. Like, it's nice to get gifts, especially if you know you're strapped on cash and you can't afford it, and someone like gets you something. I don't know if that was talking to me or someone else then. Sorry. Someone was yelling something, and I'm not sure if it was aimed at me or not. The joys of living with people. Anyway, but yeah, it is nice to get stuff, especially obviously strapped for cash, and someone gets you something you really wanted, but couldn't quite like afford or whatever. It's always nice, but for me, it's just nice to see like the smiles on people's faces when they're like, "Oh." Like, especially my nephew, because like he's still at that age where, you know, everything's still new and fresh to him. So seeing him excited is it's just so much worth it. A bit random, but what is a rabbit? It is a traditionally Welsh deer. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk some Simlish. Yeah, it's a traditional Welsh meal. But basically, it's sort of like melted like hot cheese. Usually includes like ale or mustard or some. Or I'm probably going to butcher this because it's one of those words that nobody can pronounce. Worcestershire sauce. Blah. But then obviously it's on toasted bread. I can't personally eat it because for some reason, even though I can eat cheese just fine, melted cheese always gives me a bad stomach. It's weird. So I personally can't eat it, but it is apparently very nice. I assume it tastes better than the other dish that I can't say online because YouTube will freak out if I say it because it'll think I'm using the dog. Bleh. It'll think I'm using the slur and not the like food. Milk. I can't speak today. Melchite dice. Yep, I know I butchered that. Another gemstone dice is what I'm hoping for. Not needed, but at the same time, yeah. I have so many dices, or dice sets, but I just haven't used them all. At the moment, I'm currently using one of my favorite sets. It's a nice like bluish blue purple color. But I have glow in the dark dice, which I don't really use. I have rainbow dice, which I don't really use. Although I did let my sister and my nephew use those for our little campaign because my nephew was going through a phase of love and rainbows. I don't know if he still does, but I assume so. So I let him use that set. But I've also got a dice set which is kind of like not gold, obviously, but gold looking, and it has flecks in it, and it looks so nice. But I'm saving that for my assassin type character because he loves his gold. So I'm saving that set for him. But I do want some more dice. Like I'll never turn down dice. I have to be careful when going into one of the game shops in town because they have like all the nerdy board games and D&D stuff and dice and Magic Evan. They have it all. It's not a huge shop. It's quite small actually, but they have enough. And so many times I have gone there not knowing I can't buy anything, and then still somehow ended up coming out with dice. It's just like I need to stop buying them. But I can't because they're so cool. Like forget a gold hoard for most dragons. I just have a hoard of dice. Yeah, okay, definitely no D&D tomorrow. My friend just messaged the group. Okay, well, we didn't go last week, because they were having issues. So I am definitely still going to go this week. So just let her know, just in case. Hello, Night. What is it with people banging doors today? Today is supposed to be the quiet day, because my friend's in work on his 12-hour shift. So he shouldn't be here to bother me. I suppose it is past school time, so I guess it might be my nephew. What is up? The sky is up. I like the background. Yeah, it's a very nice picture. I have access to Canva Pro because I use it to make all my book covers. So whenever you see new background or random things, chances are it might have been just me playing around with Canva Pro. Okay, I'll look this up on my phone. Malachite. I still can't pronounce the word, but yeah. Oh, they do look pretty. Ooh. I do not need any more. I want them. I need them. Oh, these are so nice. Okay, yeah. Very nice. And that answers that question, guys. Sorry, I'm in a funny mood today. I love different dice sets. They all look so cool. They are so cool. Like, I have no room in my room, just because it's so full of nerd stuff. Like, I've had to use the floor to kind of like storage my magic stuff because there's just no room anywhere. I do have 2 storage boxes that my friend was no longer using, so he gave them to me. So I really need to put my spare cards in there so then I can free up the room a bit more. But it's just getting around to it. God, another slamming for the door. I don't know if you guys are hearing that. Hopefully not. The mic's good, but I don't think it's that good. Have you checked out the liquid core sets? I think I've seen 1 or 2 of those. Yeah, I think I saw the dragon eye ones. They also look very pretty. Look, I don't care. I just want to have a look at the dice. Ugh. Right, let's go into images. No. You're making me want to buy all the dice. I need to stop. Nope. Phone away. Yeah, I seen the dragon eye ones before. They're very pretty. I do want them. What I would really like though, is your movement outside. Is that a dog? Or was that a person? I think it was a person. It's okay. What was I saying? Yeah, speaking of towers, I would love like a dragon tower. Like I've seen some really nice ones. They're a little bit too expensive, the ones I was looking at. But I want them so much. But I would also like, not that we have any room in my house for it, is a proper D&D table where you can sort of like use it as a proper table, but then you can take off like the top bit, and then it opens up, and then you've got like a D&D sort of like floor. So then you can put like your map on it, or like you can build your own towns and stuff. I would love to be able to do that. There's no room in our house for it because we don't have like a basement or anything to turn into like a nerd room. So if we did do something like that, we'd have to probably do it in the conservatory, and there's like no room in there either. So one day, if I ever become rich and famous for my books, I would definitely have a game room, like just a big room, like a house or whatever, a mansion, whatever it is I end up living in. I dream big, okay? And just have like a game room there, just to have all my nerdy stuff. It would be amazing. That is the dream. It'll probably never happen, but that would be the dream. How many dice do I have? I have way too many. I know I've got one set in my bag because I always have that in my bag ready for D&D. And I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 10, I think, without getting up and actually, counting. At least 10, which isn't much, but definitely more than I need. Well, sadly, I got to get off. Going to pick up my pups for my sis. Take care, Yukiro and Jet. Always great talking with you. Have a good day, and give your puppers many much pets and lovings from me. Our little pups had their fur done yesterday, so they are no longer full of fluff. They still have fluff because it's winter, but they're a lot less fluffy because they were starting to get mats, so they had their fur trimmed. They're so soft and so nice now, though. Great for hugging. Definitely think we'll go back to those groomers because they were really good. Like the groomers we went to before, they were okay. But these new ones seem to be like professional, and they've just made our dogs like super soft, super nice. Does anyone have any more questions? It can be anything as long as it is not, personal. When did you get into magic? Oh, I missed a comment. Sorry, I had to leave for a moment back though. Oh, okay. I didn't miss much. I got into magic pre-COVID, so I think it was around the time Dragons of I'm probably going to butcher it. Takan came out. So let me have a quick look. I can't quite remember the year it was. Okay, 2015. So around about then. It might have been a little bit earlier, a little bit later, but about then. That's when I got into magic. I couldn't quite remember quite what year it was, because I remember it was before COVID. And I know that was the set I started with, like, properly. Because I bought the starter deck, because it had a dragon on it. And then I started with that set. I still got a lot of those cards actually left over from where I've used some of them, but I haven't used all of them. And then the rest is, as they say, history. Favorite MMO? I used to enjoy the heck out of Ragnarok Online during its heyday. For me personally, I used to play a lot of Diablo 2. So that used to be my favorite. I think though, the online Star Wars, the Old Republic. I always get mixed up because there's the Old Republic and then there's just like Old Republic. Yeah, it's the Old Republic. So I played that with my friend. And we played both the Alliance and the other side. And I think that was probably my favorite after like I got over Diablo. Because for me, MMOs don't really like they have a basic storyline. But for me, the Old Republic kind of did a lot of the RPG elements that I really, really like. Granted, it used to be a Bioware game, so you know I might be a little bit biased. But they had everything I wanted in an online RPG, and I really, really enjoyed playing that. Like, I remember it so well that I remember this one time we were playing. We decided to play for the enemy, and my friend was playing I think she was playing a smuggler. I can't quite remember. It was years ago. Like this is even before I got into magic, so a long time ago. But I decided I was going to go all out Sith. And there was one bit where we were talking to, I think it was for my personal campaign, and I was talking to this lady, and she begged me to promise that I would spare, like, I think it was her husband, you know, and she would do anything. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll spare your husband. And then I killed literally everybody else apart from the husband or the child or whatever, whoever it was. And they were kind of like freaking out, like, but you promised. I was like, yeah, I promised I'd spare you. I didn't say I promised. I didn't say I'd spare anybody else. And my friend was like, she was torn between laughing and like going, "You're fucking a monster, Yukiro. You're a fucking monster." I was like, "What? What? I didn't promise anything else." And I just remember being so tickled by that. Like, it was so funny. So I think that is probably my favorite MMO, just because of how, you know, roleplay like it is. Why did I get into Magic? My friends at the time, I don't remember if the friend, like our DM friend, was living here at the time. Don't think they were. Like, I think they were still living in England. But my friend at the time, the one that's living with me at the moment, he was huge into D&D and Magic. He doesn't play Magic anymore, but he's still into D&D. And he kind of convinced us to, I'm sure, because was that DM friend with us? I can't remember. A long time ago. I don't think he was. Or if he was, I think he might have been sleeping on our couch. This was back when I was living with the friend that lives with the DM now. We've all kind of moved housing situations since then. But our other friend got us into Magic, and we just kind of just kept going. He stopped playing Magic because he's boring. But we all kept going. Like, we've missed a couple of sets, I think. Some of us have gone back to like some older sets, just to do like drafts and stuff. But for the most part, we did keep kind of going. I think we stopped only because COVID happened, and then we couldn't like hang out. And then we started up again when one of our newer friends joined us. You are a Diablo fan? Yeah, well, I say yes. I think I only played two in the expansions. I don't think I played 3, and I'm not sure if that's the newest one out, or if it's 4. I can't remember. I know they decided to do online phone stuff, and I just wasn't interested. Like, MMOs today have been heavily monetized with things, and I don't like it. Yeah, okay, so 4 is the latest one. Like, I don't mind online games. Like, I don't like playing them that much, but I don't mind them with MMOs. But it's the heavy monetization of stuff. Like, pay like £9 to get like 100 gems, and then you have to have like 1,000 gems to get the new character. I don't like it. I don't like it. So if a game, oh, I'm flying away. So if a game has that sort of thing on it, I don't really like supporting it. Because I want games to be like, I don't want games to be like that. Which is why I'm glad the new Dragon Age game didn't end up like that. Because that's what they were going for originally, weren't they? They were thinking of making it very much like Anthem. And I would have hated it. I would have hated it so much. So, Star Wars: The Old Republic is such a wacky game, grad and evil twist. It is wacky, but it's so fun though. Like, I really fancy playing it again, but I don't have any room on my laptop because I just have so many other games on there, and I don't think I have anyone to like play with anymore. Like, I could probably convince my friend to like re-download it again and replay it again, but I think they've changed a lot of it though, from what I remember. Like, the last time I tried to play it again, there was a lot more monetization in it, from what I recall. Hello, Yuko, Starlight Demi. welcome to the stream, and thank you for the sub. The curse of microtransactions, I blame Bethesda for it, yeah. Unfortunately. And now everyone wants to, let's make myself a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, now everybody wants to do the microtransactions, and it's so frustrating. Like, I don't understand why. Like, I do understand why, because it's the money. But I don't understand why gamers have allowed this to happen. Like, it's not a good thing. My age is at the end of my name. Is that cool? Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, I wouldn't even notice that was your age. No, that's fine. By the way, we're doing a Q&A, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Obviously, just follow the rules to the right, and you'll be fine. We're pretty much chill here. Diablo 4 has a lot of great things about it, but the monetization just brings it down. Yeah, see, I really was looking forward to Diablo 4 until I heard it had monetization in it, and then I was just like, yeah, nah. Nah, I'm good. I'll pass. I can play a million other different games and get the same enjoyment without the microtransactions. I think the only way we're gonna get out of the microtransaction phase is by refusing to like support it. But unfortunately, because people have more money than sense in some cases, they do support it, and it's just like, well, now you're kind of screwing everybody over. What is your favorite song from Panic at the Disco? That's a good question, actually. I mean, I was really into the Unknown when it first came out. But I think High Hopes is probably my favorite. Like I've watched so many different covers of that, just because that's one of my favorites. I think from them. Cosmetics is the main culprit. Online gambling is the next. Yeah. See, for for cosmetics, I think if you can get the same cosmetics just by like completing missions and saving up without having to spend real money, I don't mind that too much. I'd rather not have it monetized at all and just have it as something to work towards. But I don't mind that too much. But it's the whole, oh, what will you get from this chest? Oh, you have a 0.000000.1% chance of getting this rare item. And I hate that. With a burning passion. Like, can we just not do that anymore? Like, I know, I think some governments, I can't remember if it was just us or other governments, I know they were trying to put a stop to that and make sure that there wasn't any gambling in computer games anymore. But I can't remember what actually happened with that. Like, I don't know whether or not they actually went through with that, or if they were still in discussions with it. But I remember that it being mentioned at some point. I love House of Memories. Yeah, that's a good song as well. Good news though, Pillars of Eternity 2 is about to release. I think you might enjoy it. Yeah, I think who else mentioned Pillars of Eternity? It might have been one of my friends. Because I want to say I had the first game. I haven't played it, but I think I want to say I had the first game. But I might be wrong on that. Let's have a look. Yes, I have Pillars of Eternity. I haven't played it though, which I need to rectify that. I have so many games that I've got but haven't played. But yeah, I do have the first one. Is the first one any good? I assume so, because otherwise I wouldn't have wanted to have it originally. Because I'm very picky with my games. I wonder what came out then that made me so distracted that I didn't get around to playing it. Because that's usually what happens. Something comes out and then something I wanted to play ends up getting put on the back burner and then I end up not playing it. Which is kind of how I've ended up with a huge pile, or two piles rather, of PlayStation 4 and 5 games, which I need to go through. I think some of them I have played though, like there's Inquisition there and Mass Effect. Play through all of those, so I think I was just trying to replay those. So those can probably get put away. Because I have those on the PlayStation 5 now, I think. I have Vampire, which I wanted to play at one point and have not even started. I have the God of War games, which I wanted to play and haven't started. I think I've got the Yakuza games, which I wanted to play and haven't started as well. I definitely need to go through them. And then find somewhere of putting them somewhere better. What else have I got over there? I think I got a couple of Switch games I need to play as well. Although I think I've mostly played all the ones I've got. I do need to go back to Breath of the Wild because I started that and I didn't get too far before I got distracted by Pokemon. And if I could, that's the thing I wanted for Christmas. Hopefully, was the I can't remember what it's called now, but the little box thing that can let you run Switch games through your PC. Because I would love to be able to stream those. That'd be so fun. I think why microtransactions exist is because most games aren't online. Don't really feel it. Yeah, like a lot of people who buy into the microtransactions, um, they're how can I put this nicely? They're they're still technically gamers, but they're either very young or have more money than sense, and they don't really want to spend time, unlocking stuff through hard work, like the actual gamers that love doing. They just want the results here and now, and just like skip everything else. And unfortunately, that's who a lot of companies are marketing towards when they do microtransactions now, because that's what's making them rich, which makes me very sad. This is as far as I can stay up. Good night, everybody. Good night, John. Have a lovely rest. Sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite, as my mother always used to say. Anyone else have any questions? Although I will say, while we're waiting for more questions to roll on in, I cannot stand how many ads are in mobile gaming things. Like, I don't play on games on my mobile very often, but when I'm on the loo, or waiting for food to cook and I'm downstairs away from my laptop and my computer, or just generally out and about and I'm bored, I do like to have like just a mindless game in my hand. And the amount of ads, and they're all terrible ads as well. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I wish I could record some of the ads, because I have seen some absolutely random shit as ads. Like, I can't remember what it was for. Trying to think now. I think it was for Merge Garden. I could be wrong. It wasn't no, I don't think it was Merge Gardens, because that's the one with the old lady and the mysteries stuff. But it was something similar to that. Like, I think they were trying to copy that aesthetic, but they were doing it so poorly that it was just so bad. And they were some of them were just terrible. Like, some were okay. They were like copying other ads and just changed like who the characters were. But there was one. I think I tried blocking them, but I don't know if it worked or not. But it was a mother, and then it changes. Sometimes it's a little girl, sometimes it's a baby, and they usually find either the baby or the little girl like freezing. But it was just so needlessly like traumatic, like not trauma inducing, but it was just like there's no need for this to be your advert. Like, what were you thinking? Like, these adverts had literally nothing to do with the game either. Like, the game's literally just a matchup, sort of like Candy Crush, like copycat. And it's like, you don't even have a storyline, which is why you're just reusing like really bad ads from God knows where. And like, I think there was some where it obviously didn't show the abuse happening, but the guy pretty much chucked the woman out or something. And then you'll cut screen so you don't actually see the abuse happening. And then the next scene is like this woman like with bruises everywhere, trying to survive in a crappy little I'm gonna say tent, but it's not even that. It's just like a piece of cloth over the top. And it's like it's just so needless. Like such a bad ad. And I get swamped with them. Like I can't even block them outright, and it's so frustrating. Like I will take the cringy werewolf smut ads over this shit any day, which seems to be what I'm getting at the most at the moment. Because you know algorithm loves me. It's just so bad. I think our definition of gamer is very warped. Most games are just I play 1 or 2 games a year. Yeah, yeah. See, for me, obviously I'm old enough now to think this way, but for me, a gamer was someone who played a lot of games, like a lot of the time, like at least once a week, if not more, in my case. And that's what a gamer was. But now anyone can call themselves a gamer, including just like playing like Candy Crush. And that's like you're not really a gamer, not really. Like Candy Crush is technically a game, sure. But that's not what a gamer is, in my opinion. But apparently everyone's a gamer now, just because they've played Candy Crush. And that's just an example. It's, you know, could be any game similar. What a game, not life service, that you don't play would like to try? What genre? Um, I will admit, um, I miss playing fighting games. I used to be huge on fighting games. Before I got into roleplay, fighting games was my jam. Like Tekken was, I think, my favorite. But also Street Fighter and, you know, Mortal Kombat. I also used to play a lot of the fighting Dragon Ball games. Um, so I would love to go back to that. I don't think I could though, because a lot of them are online. Um, which is fine. I don't mind playing against, because obviously with fighting games you kind of have to play against other people. So that kind of makes sense why they went online with those, because it, you know, you can't always have people in your house playing fighting games. But yeah, I would like to go back to the fighting genre, just because I kind of miss like playing those games. I used to play Tekken and Tag like so much. But other games I would like to try, like, or that I haven't played before. I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying like a survival game, like a proper one, not like Minecraft. Like my friends have been playing Ark Survival lately. And I do own the base game of Ark, but I've never actually played it. So I would like to try some survival games. I could try Ark, or I think the other one I bought but haven't played yet is the Isle, where you can basically like be a dinosaur and grow up and either eat or be eaten. Um, so I wouldn't mind playing some of those. Like I've never really been a fan of survival games like that, but those 2 games kind of look fun. So I wouldn't mind trying those. They're online, but I don't think they are live service from what I know. Although they might have like the odd thing. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. Um, There is a song that got me through hard times 24/7. It's BTS, Make It Right. It's such a powerful song. I've heard a lot of good things about BTS. I'm very old school with my love of music. And some of my favorites are sort of like Linkin Park. Within Temptations is probably my favorite. Um, but yeah, music is very powerful. Like regardless of what genre you like, um, music just speaks to you. Like you can listen to music in any language and you still get the emotion across. That's how powerful music is. Like I've listened to music from Korea. I can't remember the names of them now. This was years back, like early 2000s. And I couldn't understand the song because I don't speak Korean, but the music was still really powerful. And it kind of reminded me of like um the old pop songs I used to grow up with. Um, so there might have been like K-pop. Not like, entirely sure, but I think that was what the genre was. I didn't understand a word of it. The music was still really good. And obviously, I've listened to a lot of Japanese songs because I was heavily into anime at the time. So I had a lot of anime bands I was like into and J-pop stuff. I'll be missing some chat thingy on my thing. Because it looks like there's... No, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to disappear for a second. Yeah. Let me refresh chat. Okay, I'll reappear. There we go. Because the last message that's come up on chat is John's for some strange reason. No idea why that was. Discord has been funny again. Like, it was showing up in multi-stream. But it's not showing up on there. I love Discord. Not Discord. I blame Discord for everything. I meant Streamlabs. Hopefully I just fixed it by refreshing. We'll see. I insert my friend uses StreamYard. Okay, is it going to show up on the chat box though? Apparently not. Alright, Streamlabs. What are you doing? I love having scuff. I will disappear again for a second. Okay, I think it's finally kind of kicking in, so give it a second. Yeah, I had to reset the cache because Streamlabs loves me. But it should be working now. I seem to have like no end of scuff problems with this program. Okay. Okay, you can always tell when my friends are awake because my phone goes off like non-stop. Lucky enough, I got it on silent, so you guys can't hear it. But every now and then, I can feel a vibration because I got my phone on my leg just in case. And it's just like constantly. But it looks like hanging out is still on the agenda for tomorrow, so that's good. Yeah, thank you for letting me know how to fix this silly thing. I don't know why. Like before the issue was I had to update Streamlabs, but I updated that before I went live, so that is no longer the issue. So it's probably just a little bug that they'll need to fix later. I have no phone. Yeah, I have dyslexia too, so don't worry. There's no no judgment here. Although I get judged heavily because I'm an author and I'm really shit. uh, but if you're not an author, you can get away with it. And now I have a really, really, really bad ad again. Okay, so I have a question for chat this time. What is chat's favorite game this year? It can be anything that's released this year, or I'll even allow next year, like last year. Anything that you've been playing recently. I think for me, my favorite game that I've been playing this year. Uh, Can I count Baldur's Gate because I've been playing that a lot this year. We're gonna go with Baldur's Gate. Because I have played that so much this year. Like, I usually go through phases of like playing like BioWare games constantly and just like replaying old ones. But Baldur's Gate has like scratched an itch that I didn't know needed scratching. And they're going to release a patch soon. I'm not entirely sure when, but they're going to release a patch soon where we can have more subclasses, and I can't wait. I don't know if any of the subclasses are ones I'm looking forward to, but it'll be nice to have some more options. I can't wait for that. FNAF the Mimic in VR. Yeah, that's coming out soon, isn't it? The Secret of the Mimic. I've played the first FNAF because I wanted to traumatize myself for you guys. But I haven't played any of the other FNAF games because I'm too much of a chicken wuss. I freak out with horror games. But I like watching other people play them. So I usually watch Super Horror Bro, Terrico, and I think it's Sheep Rampage. I usually watch them. So I'm still kept up to date with all things FNAF. And yeah, I can't wait for someone else to like play those games so then I can enjoy them without having to like traumatize myself. Hello, Seraphium. Hi, I'm new here. I'm pink waving. I'm assuming that's a moat which doesn't show up on my end. Just wanted to ask what is your favorite animal? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna guess I have to choose real creatures because otherwise my bias will show. I think my favorite real animal. Oh, this is a very tough one because I have so many. Let's think. Because I have so many. I'm gonna have to say, fruit bat. Probably a fruit bat because they are so adorable. And there's one bat rescue that I watch, and they have a bat called Meep. If anyone's familiar with Meep, then you'll know which organization I'm talking about. Well, not organization. I think it's just one person. But anyway, Meg the Bat. And Meep shows up there a few times because they do like rehabilitation and stuff. And he meeps, like he that's his little call. Like he doesn't sound like a bat, he just meeps. And it's so goddamn cute. But I have so many favorite animals. Like I love rats, I love cats, I love dogs. I just love animals. The only things I don't like are probably spiders because they freak me out and they love scaring me. And I'm not too big a fan of moths because they fly at my face and I don't like things flying at my face. But I like most everything else. Like I like ants as well. Like ants has always been like one of my big fascinations. Oh, and wasps. I hate wasps. Wasps are just fucking assholes. Like, no lie. Like, you can try and like leave them alone, and they will still follow you and antagonize you because they're just fucking assholes. I hate them. I like bees. Bees are fine because bees trying to like at least leave you alone. Like, you tell them to buzz off and they'll go away. Wasps, oh no, they'll chase you. They will antagonize you because they're like, fuck you. I hate them. What is your favorite FNAF game? For me, I'm probably gonna say one, like the first one. Um, just because there's so much hidden lore there. Um, I do like. Oh, my brain's gone. Security Breach. Sorry, it took me a moment to remember the name of the game. I do like Security Breach because that kind of like builds on the lore, and it's it's very different from what the FNAF games I like have played. Well, the one I've played. Um, but it definitely like expands the lore a lot, and I love it. Um, but it doesn't feel the same as the first FNAF. Have you guys watched the FNAF movie? If not, I do highly recommend it. It was such a good movie to watch, and I know they're coming up with the second one. I don't know when that's coming out. Mind, I think next year. I want to say I could be wrong though. Like I might be thinking of the game and not the movie, but something FNAF is coming out next year. I love cats. Yeah, I love cats too. My friend has ragdoll cats, and they are so floofy and nice. Um, but we have two dogs, so I know some dogs can get along with cats fine. I'm not sure our dogs would though. I don't think they would go out of their way to hurt the cats. Um, because the cats are probably just as big as our dogs. Like our dogs are kind of small. Um, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to risk it either. Apparently, my one of my dogs is a very good ratter, which kind of tax because he's got a bit of Jack Russell in him. um, I was cat sitting at the time, so I did not get traumatized by my dog killing rats. But apparently he's a very good ratter. If I repeat myself, I blame Pepsi and my ADHD. Yeah, no worries, don't worry. Again, no judging here. There are very few things I will judge people on. ADHD is not one of them. Anti-spider gang unite, yeah. I don't know what it is about spiders, because it's like, where I live, we don't even have, like, that bad, that bad a case of spiders. Like, we have garden spiders, and we have, like, the small ones, but we don't have, like, the really poisonous ones or anything. Um, not like Australia, where they just have, like, everything just wants to kill you there. um, but they're just so freaky. Like, there's no need for a creature to be that freaky looking. Like, what? Ugh. I don't know who decided that spiders needed to be that freaky. but they did not need to be that freaky. I'm okay with spiders if they're on a computer game, like Dragon Age has a lot of, at least the Dragon Age 1 and 2 had a lot of spiders. I'm completely okay as long as they're not real. Like it's the moment they become real that freak me out. I've even got a spider deck for Magic the Gathering. That's how okay I am with spiders as long as they're not real. But the moment you have a real one near me, I freak out. I'm like, no thanks. Bye. I don't like spiders a lot as well. I have arachnophobia, so yeah. Which is, yeah. When I was young, my brother and sister used to torment me with spiders all the time. So they used to have like fake spiders, and they used to like chase me with them, and trauma. What's everyone's favorite bird? I know this is well, it's not that random because we were talking about favorite animals. But what's everyone's favorite bird? Like for me, I think my favorite birds are probably swans, which probably isn't a good thing because swans are assholes as well. They're kind of like the Canadian geese of where I live. Like they're fucking assholes. They will chase you and hurt you, and they're big and strong, and they can actually do a lot of damage. But they're so majestic and beautiful that I can't help but love them. I'm also kind of impartial to the kingfisher because they're really beautiful birds. They're very, I'm gonna say rare, where I live. Like I've only seen like maybe one or two where I live, but they're very beautiful birds. Another question: what is your favorite sweet? My favorite sweet is I'm very partial to Gruyere and Ferrero Rocher. Although they are chocolate, so I don't know whether or not you'd count them as a sweet because they are chocolate. For sweet, I would say the Haribo eggs. I don't know what it is about Haribo eggs, but I really like the Haribo eggs. Like if I could only eat one sweet for an entire year, I would pick Haribo eggs. BTS made it right. Helps me to so much. My favorite is a Red J. Yeah, Red J's are really nice too. Oh, Toblerone. Yeah. Toblerone is my dad's favorite. I do love it as well. So sometimes I'll buy him a Toblerone for like Christmas or birthday, and sometimes he's nice enough to like share it with me. Unfortunately, Toblerones are really expensive now. Like and you usually can't find like decently sized ones. They're either really tiny and they're really expensive, or they're really big and so much more expensive. Like, chocolate has gone up in price like so much around here. But I kind of begrudge like buying anything. Because it's like, well, I don't want to pay like £5 for a small box of chocolates. They are a spirit bird to the I'm probably going to butcher this. Ancestors? I did not know that. And it looks like chat is working perfectly at the moment, so I think we fixed that as well anyway. Random little sidebar. Like a spirit animal to come say hi. That's really nice. We don't have like spirit animals here, so to speak. If we did, it would definitely be the dragon, because whales and dragons just kind of go together. Like, there's so much lore behind dragons here. So if I could include fantasy creatures along with like not just normal creatures for my favorites, 100% dragons. But again, I that's a sort of like a biased opinion because I am a dragon. Yeah, my spirit animal is blue cat with glowing eyes. That's pretty cool. I am an animal. I wonder, do you like watching visual novels? If so, what's your favourite theme? Like, for example, I like mystery and detective types. I have watched a few visual novels. I think most of them were games, though. I'm trying to think of what ones I've played. Like, I'm not sure if you can count, like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us as visual novels, because they are kind of more gamey. Um, there was a couple on the phone I didn't mind. I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head. Um, I prefer fantasy adventure in most things. Um, so if I can find like a fantasy adventure visual novel, I'll usually gravitate towards them. I'm okay with romance up to a certain point. Um, like I kind of write romance because that's what my editors kind of want from me. But if I had the choice of what I want to write and what I want to read, it would be fantasy all the way. Like fantasy adventure, high fantasy. Um, I'm okay with a little bit of sci-fi, um, but I do prefer fantasy. I do have Death Note, the manga, as well as Naruto. I have so much manga. So you can't see because I've got the questionnaire in the way, but let me hide that. No, not that. Yeah, that. There you go. There you go. This is what my overlay usually looks like. If you don't recognize it, what are you doing? For those of you who do recognize it, you will know that is Guts from Berserk. So yeah, Berserk is my favorite manga. I really need to catch up with that. And I think this, I want to say the Sun was continuing it, but don't quote me on that because it's been a while. But that was my favorite manga. I do love Death Note though. I don't think I had the manga, but I definitely watched the whole anime. And I did watch the movie, not the Netflix adaptation. I think that was a series. I didn't watch that because Netflix loves to Americanize their stuff. I don't like it. So I watched the Japanese live action version. It was okay. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best either. Because it's hard to do live actions out of anime. But yeah, I watched that as well. Like, I don't really watch anime much now because a lot of it is system anime. I know there's other genres out there, but what's being pushed heavily at the moment is like isekai and system ones. And I've never been a huge fan of those. Granted, they do like fantasy isekais and stuff, but although I did watch a little bit of Delicious in Dungeon or In Dungeon Delicious, I can't remember the title now because my friend is really into that anime, so I've seen a couple of episodes on that, and that seems okay. I also have 3 anime figures. That's really cool. I have Light Yagami as a figure. He's in the other room. But I also have a lot of Inuyasha figures because I was huge on Inuyasha back in the day. Um, I also have a whole lot of Dragon Ball Z figures, which I've kind of given to my nephew because he's big on Dragon Ball Z now. Because he watches Super. Um, I need to catch up on Super because I haven't watched it. Like, I've watched the movies that came out because we went to the cinema to see those, but I haven't watched the series, which I really need to. But I have a lot of figures. What ones do I have in my room? Because a lot of them are in the spare room, which my friend's currently staying in. I can't quite see. I've got Cardcaptor Sakura there somewhere. Because I had to buy a new one. Because the one I had originally, it was the ones where it has not realistic hair, but hair, like proper hair. And the hair kind of was disintegrating, so I had to get a new figure to replace that. That particular figure was no longer like being made anymore, so I ended up buying a different one. But it's very cute, and I have I believe it's Hollow. I can't remember how you pronounce the name now. From Spice and Wolf. I don't know why I like that anime and the manga because it doesn't really do much. Like, it's medieval, but it's not like a high fantasy or anything. It's just all about sort of like trade and the market and things like that. It still has fantasy elements in it because horror is a wolf god. Uh, but most of it is just about like how much money they can like profit and make. It's weird, but it's really good. I watched One Piece and well, that took like 3 minutes to complete. Yeah, I'm resting for watching until I'm interested again. Yeah, that's the only reason I haven't like gotten into One Piece because it's just so daunting. Like, I could totally borrow it off of my friends if I wanted to though, because they've been collecting it. But it's kind of why I haven't rewatched Dragon Ball in a while because just thinking about how much filler and everything. Like some of the filler was really good, um, but because there's so much of it, and I don't know if I can be bothered to spend like 10 episodes leveling up. uh, last time on Dragon Ball Z. Uh, this time on Dragon Ball Z. I love Diabolical Lovers. Not, don't think I've heard of that one. Um, 999. I think I've heard of that one. I've not watched it because I'm not huge on romance, as I've said. But I think I have heard of that one. Um, that's not to say I haven't watched like romance anime, but it's not one I usually gravitate towards. Like there's some bizarre like animes. Well, I say bizarre for me. That I wouldn't usually watch, like Oran High Host Club. Not an anime I would have seen myself watching before. Yeah, I somehow managed to get into that like big time. Um, Another oldie but goodie. Wolf's Rain. Um, I know a lot of people don't like it because the ending is very sad, but I really liked that one. No, I didn't. The only vampire anime that distinctly remember, and I was a little bit miffed with it. Oh, what was it called? I think it was called like Vampire Night. Like when I went into it, um, I was like the first like episode or so. Um, it was all right, and then the more I watched, the more I was like, why are we supposed to be rooting for the brother and sister getting together? And it kind of just kind of went weird. Like I would have 100% supported Zero, and I can't remember the female name. I would have 100% been in support of those getting together, but not the brother and the sister. Like that's just weird. That's Sweet Home Alabama for me. I have to go now. Hope you have a nice stream. Thank you for coming, Seraphim. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. I'm probably going to butcher these names, so don't mind me. My favorite character is Laito and Kao Mukami. I'll have to take your word for it because I am not familiar with the characters. I've heard of the anime, I've just never watched it. I am pretty much old school when it comes to anime. Like, there's nothing wrong with like some of the anime today. But they definitely have a set demographic that does not include me, and I'm okay with that. Like, a lot of it is harem based, and I don't mind a little bit of harem stuff, but it's not really what I want out of my anime. I was born in 2004. So you are 20. Oh yeah, of course you did say. I'm a little bit older than that. I won't give exact ages, but I am a little bit older than that. I'm thousands of years old. Obviously. Hey, do we have any more questions for me? You're like me, but for real, but not gonna lie, but you're older. Yeah, I have a lot of clones apparently. Like one of my friends, he's pretty much me but male, and it's really funny. Like, I didn't realize how similar our interests were, until I realized he also liked watching the same stuff I did. I was like, wait, what? You watch this too? What is your favorite BTS song? I've not actually heard any of their songs. I've heard of them, but I live in a cave deep, deep, deep underground. I really do need to kind of catch up on stuff of today. Like, I am so far behind the times. Uh, my FP, PFP, I can't read either. Ugh, gotta love dyslexia. Um, is me but anime. Oh, your profile picture. Um, Streamlabs doesn't show profile pictures, unfortunately. So I will take your word for that one. I will say that this avatar looks almost like me. My hair's not quite as long as this, though. I have been trying to grow it out. Um, but it's not quite same length yet. think my hair is. Let's have a look. I want to say it's just past my shoulders. And so it's getting there. It's getting there. And I think I've dyed it as well, so it's not quite like blonde anymore. Ow, just hit my mic. Sorry if that was loud. Sometimes if I can't talk right, I say damn words. When I can't talk, I just kind of blah 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 blah. I like to call it Simish. Um, if you ever played The Sims, you'll kind of get the reference. Uh, but that's kind of what I call it because sometimes my brain thinks faster than my mouth can like speak. So I trip over my words all the time. I don't know whether that's a dyslexic thing, like, because I know people with dyslexia like us struggle with a lot of things. So I'm not sure if that's why. I used to say damn brain. Yeah, yeah. It's a case of brain working overtime and the rest of your body just can't keep up. I do struggle a lot. Yeah, yeah, I struggle a lot too. As I said, I'm not sure if it is because of dyslexia, but I've always assumed it was. In real life, I look like I'm 16, but I'm 20. Dad, 5 foot 5'6". Yeah, I have a very very similar problem. Like I'm a lot older, but I keep getting mistaken for an 18-year-old just because of how short I am. Um, I'm actually not that much shorter than you, but you are a little bit taller than me. I'm 5'2", so I'm very small, very small. So yeah, I feel yeah. Everyone thinks I'm like younger than I am. I kind of use it to my advantage though, because it means I can get away with a little bit more. Like I think for me it's genetics. Like my grandfather before he passed away, he was 102 when he finally went. Um, but he used to when he was alive, he used to go on his like uh Is it called a scooter? It's the old people scooter things, not like a scooter. And he used to buy like the hot brand that you can get. It's like the fastest one you can get. And he used to go zooming everywhere, right up until COVID, like COVID sort of started happening. That's when he did pass away, unfortunately. Not due to COVID, but around that time. But he was crazy. Like people thought he was just like a lot younger than he was, just because of how like crazy he was, and how sort of like self-reliant he was. My dad's the same as well. Like he doesn't look his age either. So I kind of like to joke about it and say that it's because we're half immortal. I feel like we are two peas in a pod. Yeah. Make the most of it, because there'll come a time when you're older and you will start feeling your age more than you look your age. And you will miss the days of being as young and youthful and energetic as you once were. Little gnat in my room. I do not want to be bitten, Mr. Gnat. I have no blood to give. If you can find a vein, I'd be very impressed. That means we would be BFFs. I'm not sure I'd go that far because we're still acquaintances, but it definitely seems we might get along. I don't really do best friends, even with my real friends. Um, but I definitely have a lot of good friends. I think I managed to kill that gnat. There's a little gnat buzzing around. And I really don't want to be bitten by any gnats. Don't even know how it got in, because my windows aren't even open. Oh, I ran out of drink. New drink required. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that too loudly. Don't know why it's about cans. They always seem to go psst really loudly. I was starting to bring up a nice hot cup of tea with me for streams, but I forgot today. I do have PPS, Peter Pan syndrome. Ah. I'm not even sure if that's what I would call it for myself. Like, I'm just really blessed with genetics. and it helps that I don't like smoke or drink, because smoking and drinking can really like age a person. And obviously, if you do the substances, that can also age a person. And I don't do those either. I do have autism. Oh, okay. Again, no judgment for anyone. I've never really been, because when I was in school, we didn't have tests for this. Like even with dyslexia, we didn't really test for it. Um, so I really struggled in school. Um, it was kind of interesting. 'Cause I don't really remember too much for English classes. But I do remember my geography teacher mentioning how I spelt things very similar to a person from the US. Um, and so he kind of like questioned me, like, are you from like the United States? And I was like, well, no, I'm born and bred in Wales. And he was like, oh, it's just because some of the words you spell the same way they do. And I was like, huh. And I never really knew why back then, because dyslexia was never a thing then. Um, it wasn't until like years after I'd left that school that one of my friends was like, "I think you're dyslexic," and I was like, "I mean, what?" And then I obviously got tested, and I was. Um, but obviously now, in this day and age, um, modern science and medicine is a whole lot better at recognizing stuff. Um, so I don't think I'm autistic or have ADHD or anything, but I also have never been tested for it, so I have no idea if I have or have not. Um, I wouldn't like to say I have just in case I don't, and I wouldn't like to say I don't just in case I have. But it is amazing that you can you can get tested for this sort of stuff now and get help for it, whereas back then you were just like considered the naughty child if you had it. I do know that is it ADHD or is it autism? I can't remember which. One of them shows up like the signs are different in girls than boys, which I found really interesting. And I didn't realize was like a thing. Okay, they don't have much to say. My friends are still messaging each other, and I was being nosy. My favorite colors are scarlet, red, blue, dark blue, purple, gold, silver, cyan. My favorite colors. I have a lot. um, I like sky blue. Although any blue is nice, but sky blue is my favorite blue. I love purple, so same. One of my characters has purple hair, actually. That's how much I love purple. Gold and silver, granted. I'm a dragon, so of course I like gold and silver. And cyan. Yeah, cyan's a really good color as well. My other favorite colors are black. I know technically black and white aren't colors, but black and white. I do like black and white. And I'm okay with pastel colors. Like, I don't like pink. But pastel pink is the only pink I'll tolerate. Otherwise I'm not really a fan of pink. The only colors I don't like too much is things like neon green, and neon yellow, and obviously neon pink, and anything pink apart from pastel pink. But I don't hate any color apart from pink. But those are my favorite colors anyway. Gotta go. Hope you have a blessed day. Yeah, thank you for very, very much for coming, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. The next stream will probably be a gaming session, so we'll see. It's whatever I fancy doing on the day. I am so relaxed that I don't even plan these things. Apart from this one, so it was requested. But thank you again for coming. I might actually go as well myself, because it is now been 2 hours 40 minutes, and I'm starting to get hungry, and my throat is starting to get very parched, as you might have been able to tell. I'm getting very croaky. But yeah, thank you very much for coming. I do appreciate it. And I better actually respond to my friends, because they're probably thinking, why isn't Yukiro answering? She's reading the messages. Like, I'm just too nosy for my own good. Anyway, so that was the Q&A today. It was a lot of fun, actually. My brain has died. Yeah, so I enjoyed a lot of the questions that was asked. Especially the ones that made me think. Like, usually I can answer questions like snap that. But it's always nice to have questions that actually make me think. So that was a lot of fun. Next stream will probably be a gaming stream. Potentially I will play more Dragon Age, because we need to play more Dragon Age, obviously. I don't know when that'll be. Potentially tomorrow if I can get a quiet house. Because I don't have any meetings or anything at the moment planned. I do have an outline I need to finish before I can send it to my editor, but until I finish that, I think we're okay for Friday at the moment. I definitely have to work on that later. Saturday I am working and then going out for a meal because it is my sister's birthday, so I won't be able to stream then. And I do have Sunday off. However, my friend usually has his little one come around on the weekend, so the house will be way too noisy. So I probably won't be able to stream then. Could potentially stream Monday. I don't know what I'm working next week. Because my hours keep changing. Yay, retail. If not, it'll be next Thursday, as usual. Thursdays seem to be the quietest days we have in the house, even with all the banging that was going on outside. So it'll definitely be a stream next Thursday, regardless. If I can squeeze in other other streams. I will certainly try though. I do plan to do more streams other than Dragon Age, because obviously Dragon Age I can only stream to YouTube and not Twitch, due to it being on the PlayStation, not on the PC. So those of you on Twitch who tune in at any point, if you're wondering why I say I'm going to stream a certain day and then it looks like I haven't, it's because I'm playing on PlayStation, and unfortunately I can't stream on the YouTube and Twitch. So I have to kind of choose a platform to stream on with the PlayStation, and because most of my watchers are on YouTube, it makes more sense to stream the game there. So if you are interested in watching me form my own opinion on the new Dragon Age game, feel free to subscribe over on YouTube. If not, don't worry. We will still obviously do other streams. Oh, welcome back, Knight. Oh yeah, actually, Knight. Don't let me forget. Are you free tomorrow? Round about the time I usually get up. Because if you are, would you like to do collab then? Because I know I asked if you wanted to do another collab, but I completely forgot to like get back to you on that. Because obviously I'll still be going at my friends, but that will be like later in the afternoon, so we can definitely do an earlier stream. It's cool, we can organise some other time. That doesn't answer my question. Sorry, I'd definitely like to. It's alright, it's alright. I know I ramble in a little bit. Yeah, are you free tomorrow for a stream? Because I don't have any meetings with my editor tomorrow, because they're waiting on the outline, which I haven't finished yet, so they can wait a little bit longer. Why am I getting so many ads for like cringy romances? I realize I write them, but that doesn't mean to say I want them in my feed. Gotta love mobile ads. They're so bad. Okay then, sorry again for not being here. Mitch was just very busy. That's a weird. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about not being here. I know you'll usually come back to the stream and watch the rest of it that you missed anyway, which I appreciate. I do appreciate it. But anyways, I do have to head out. Thanks for streaming. No problem. I was wrapping up when you came back anyway. But I'll message you on Discord about tomorrow if you're free. If not, next week. Definitely. So what was I saying? I got distracted. So distracted. What was I saying? Yeah. So obviously I can't stream to Twitch if I do my PlayStation. Because all my viewers majority of them are on YouTube, so I kind of prioritize them. Cool. Then we'll have to see what time tomorrow. But I think I'm free. Okay. I will set my alarm on my phone for tomorrow, so I can actually get up at a decent time and not like oversleep like fool I am. I just like my bed, okay? But yeah, so I will try and mix up my stream so then I'm not just like playing Dragon Age, but I definitely do want to play more of that. My brain has gone again. I love being blonde. My brain just stops functioning. I feel like a computer at the moment because it's just like the loading screen, like little circle thing going across my head at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go now because I am getting tired, hungry, and I definitely need to rest my voice for a bit. Potentially there might be a stream tomorrow then. Potentially. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet or what we'll do, but definitely want to do another collab with Knight. Because it's always fun to have him on the stream. If anyone else wants to collab, I'm open to the possibility and the idea. Obviously I do have a few rules. Who doesn't like being blonde? A blonde person doesn't like being blonde. Because the amount of times our brain just stops functioning. I've lost my train of thought again. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go before I forget what I was doing again. Oh no. Potentially see you all tomorrow. Yeah, I'll enjoy my day. I hope you enjoy your day and know that you have cursed me to have brain farts like half the stream. Well, I say half the stream, but at least the end of the stream. I'll see you all tomorrow, baby. Take care, everybody. Yeah. Bye.